Alright, so it finally happened. I had a bad day.
You're watching Booked Up.
This morning, when I logged in, the name changed to Star. So I said, okay, cool. Because I knew that I needed to sing a song. Little stickers? Yeah, what is that? Minions, yeah. I knew that I needed to sing a song in which I had to say her name. So I said, Star, cool. I can even play it off. A star for Star. Yay, good job. I was ready to go. Get into the class and I say hello. She's able to say it right back.
Puppy.
And I say, my name is Teacher Rachel. And she's able to say, my name is Teacher Rachel. Deer in the headlights. I have a parrot. A parrot is a student that just simply repeats back everything that you say. There's no comprehension, there's no retention, nothing. Just, even if it's the command, say, my name is Star. And the student responds, say, my name is Star. What do you do with that? I just continued to try. We spent a little bit more extra time, a little bit of extra time on different slides. That's a nice star. This is my daughter Valerie. You say hi?
Hi.
You wave? We spent some extra time on some of the slides to see if she would get it. And I think at one point she had a little aha moment. I had to break out my puppet and say, hello, what is your name? And she responded back, what is your name? And I took the opportunity. I said, my name is Quincy. What is your name? And she was able to say Star. And at that point, I was able to run with it and just decided, cool. Even if she doesn't get a full sentence out right now, she understood what she needed to say. It felt like throwing my head up against a brick wall just over and over again. And I was staring down that clock looking for 25:00 because I was ready to be done. So that was my 4 to 4:30. My 4:30 was a regular student. We did start his level 2 unit 5 lesson 1. So it was going to be completely new material, nothing he had ever learned before. But in all the previous 2 lessons, his behavior was really bad and his pronunciation was really bad. So the first time I had taught him, he was sitting in front of the TV. I log into the classroom a couple minutes early, and he's watching TV on the couch. And he's singing along, which is fine. I start the class, the TV's still going, he's still distracted by it. So eventually I had to tell him, hey, eyes on teacher, eyes on teacher. And he turned the TV down. And so I was pleased about that. That was fine. But then he had his dog, and so he was kissing his dog during class. That doesn't really fly with me. We don't kiss dogs around here. So he was distracted again. And then his pronunciation was just terrible. Like he was learning wardrobe, but he would say it. See? Wardiobe. Good Lord. I don't know how he got that. It wasn't something that I taught him. But again, this is the first lesson I was teaching him. He was saying Wardiobi. We broke it down into different syllables. We I made him spell it with his eyes closed. I made him sound it out. I asked what letter it was, what sound it made. I tried to fix the root of the problem. And we fixed it in one slide. Click to 2 slides later, and the word comes up again, and he says Wardiobi again. So I fixed it again. And he just acted like he could not get it. And I know that he can get it because he's gotten it before. And then today, he was doing that I don't understand, I can't pronounce thing again. And he's a level 2 unit 5, so he should know his alphabet and his phonics. I asked him what the letter K was. You know, I just wrote it on my whiteboard. Or like letter B. I asked, what letter is it? Blank stare. So what I did is I just held the whiteboard up. And I hid behind it, got a couple yawns in because I was tired. It was, about 4:40 in the morning for me. I went to bed at 12:30 in the morning. I got a couple yawns in, rolled my eyes a couple times if I'm being completely honest because I know that he knows it. And so what I did, I let the awkward silence flow because the onus isn't on me for him to pay attention. And that's one place where I think that I get really caught up is I want the children to learn. Sometimes more than the children want to learn themselves. And then I'm burnt out and I take it as a personal failure when they don't. A couple of options is to get stern with the student. I had to get stern with my student. I let him know, stop. We are not playing today. And he tightened up for one slide, but he was able to learn that one slide. I wouldn't do it throughout the entire lesson because I feel like it's not my place to discipline like that. VIPKID probably doesn't want to create an atmosphere like that. They want it to be fun and upbeat. And that's the classroom that I want to provide. But if the student is not willing, good writing, good job. If the student isn't willing, what can you do? So you get stern, you see if it works, and then if it doesn't, you move on. You move on, and you keep going on with the lesson. 25 minutes will end. They will end. Another option is to put it in the parent feedback. I had put it in the parent feedback for lesson 11 and lesson 12, and I had requested that the parents sit with him during class to keep him focused and participating. No parent ever showed up, so that didn't really work for me, but it is an option. Probably the first line of defense that any teacher should take when there is a behavior problem. If there's a student that is just staring you down, and they're not willing to participate, and it's a behavior problem in that manner, you could do the bigger gestures and see if that engages them, or try to match their energy. Like, they're just, and you are, it is a cat. And you could say, you don't like the cat, do you?
I like cat.
I know you like the cat. What don't you like about the cat? Is it the colors? And just start to have a conversation instead of focusing so much on ramming the material and the content into the student's brain. Have a conversation with them. Maybe they just need that connection. Another thing would be to break out the props and the puppets. My puppet Quincy, my daughter's Peppa. Yeah, you didn't know where she went, huh? My daughter's Peppa is an option. I mean, Realia, like when you're dealing with the balls or anything, I have a baseball, things of that nature might also draw their attention. Or if all else fails, just make it through. Then I had a 5 to 5:30, and she was another regular. So I had taught one new student, and then I had my 2 regulars back to back. And I love this girl. She's great because I know that she loves me. She likes to have class with me, and that's great. But she's becoming more and more unfocused, and her pronunciation is waning. And I don't know how, because I am trying to make sure, if nothing else, she says it like an English person would say it, as to the best of her ability. And she does not like to use the sentence patterns. So I'm asking questions. I'm trying to engage her and prep her to have conversations as she goes up in the levels. And she just refuses. I say, what is it? Mouse. Mouse. Because we're working on the classroom, the VIPKID classroom unit. And I say, it is a mouse. It is a mouse. Okay, and then she'll get it. Go to the next slide. Circle the mouse. Just circle the mouse on the screen. What is it? Mouse. It is a mouse. And for every single thing, I have to demonstrate the sentence pattern again. And not once through the lesson this morning did she grasp it. And it was so frustrating. So, fail 1, fail 2, fail 3. What do? If they're having, pronunciation and they're not using the sentence patterns? Well, one of the things that I do often is put in the parent feedback for the child to re-watch the class and work on their pronunciation. I know the students are supposed to have workbooks that they have that help them practice the information and the content vocabulary, the unit vocabulary, the sight words and things. But I always encourage the child to go back and watch the playback of the class so that they can say it with me, and they can rewind as many times as they need until they feel comfortable saying it. Another thing is to just keep encouraging. That's what I do with her. I know that she's trying, and that's all I... Very happy. Yeah. Are you happy today? Good. Good. The thing is to continue demonstrating. Just demonstrate the sentence pattern. Eventually, they will have to get it. Eventually. Even if you trick them. Like, if you just keep asking the question, they'll either get sick of you and say it, or you'll have to find a way to trick them. And my last go-to option that I don't really like to employ often because I get uncomfortable is to just let the awkward silence flow. What is it? And she responds, mouse. There's no sound. Awkward silence. Sometimes if my energy isn't high enough, I can't maintain that. But if I'm feeling it and I'm in the groove and I am just determined that you are going to learn this sentence pattern today, we will spend the entire minute that's dedicated to this slide on me just bobbing my head. Hand to the ear. Full sentence. I'm dancing. Come on. Good job. But nothing's coming out of my mouth. I'm pantomiming. I might be mouthing the words that I'm saying. No sound. If there's something on the screen for her to read, I'm still not going to say it. I will underline it. This is a. I'll show it to her. But I just let the awkward silence flow. Thank you so much for tuning in to Booked Up. And we'll see you next time. Say bye.
Bye.
Goodbye. See you again. I guess it's time to sign off.